1920. Ready or not, here I come. Are you behind the costumes? No. Okay. Are you behind the bookshelf?
Boom!
Ah! You scared me.
Sorry. Hey, do you want to play Chicken Little?
Sure, as long as I get to be the fox.
All right.
Here you go, little guy. I'll get an acorn.
Cluck, cluck, cluck. Just walking around the farm.
I'm a big, tall tree. Walk under me.
Cluck, cluck, cluck. Just hanging out.
My acorn.
Ah! My head! Wait, what hit my head?
I don't know.
It must have been the sky? Help! Help! The sky is falling! Help!
You make a great chicken. Now I'm gonna be the hen.
Oh, no, 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 no. Help! Help! The sky is falling!
Chicken Little, what's wrong?
Henny Penny, Henny Penny. A piece of the sky fell and hit me on the head. And now the rest of the sky will probably fall and smush us all.
The sky is falling? The sky is falling! The sky is falling! Help, help!
Now I'll be the duck.
The sky is
Henny
falling.
Penny, what in the world is going on?
Oh, Ducky Lucky, the sky is falling and it's gonna smush us all.
Oh no, the sky is falling? The sky is falling! Help! Help!
Help, help!
The sky's falling!
Now I'll be the fox.
No. Help! The sky is falling!
Oh, Ducky Lucky, what's the problem?
Oh, Foxy Loxy, the sky is falling and it's gonna crush us all.
And you're sure why?
Well, Henny Penny told me and Chicken Little told her.
And you're telling me, so it must be true. Come, we better take cover. Here, quick, come to my den.
Thank you, Foxy. Yes, this feels much safer.
And what about a little duck dinner?
A what? Ah! Ducky Lucky ran away from the tricky fox.
And Chicken Little, Henny Penny, and Ducky Lucky learned that whenever they're scared, just to take a deep breath and be calm instead. And they all lived happily ever after.
Okay, my turn to count.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Once upon a time, a little red hen lived on a farm with a gray rat, a pink pig, and a brown horse. Every morning, the little red hen would go out into the field to peck through the dirt for her breakfast. One morning, when the little red hen was searching for food, she came across a few grains of wheat. She scampered over to the gray rat, who was sunning himself in the shade nearby. "Rat, rat," she said, "look what I found. If we plant the grains, they'll grow into wheat. And if we harvest the wheat, we can grind it into flour to bake a loaf of bread to share." "That sounds like too much work," said the rat. "Way too much work," agreed the pig, who was wallowing in the mud. "Why not just eat the grain now?" said the brown horse. "But think about how much better a loaf of bread would taste," said the red hen. "Now, who will help me plant the grains?" "Not I," said the rat. "No way," said the pig. "Nope," said the horse as she was munching. "Okay," said the little red hen, "then I'll do it myself." So the little red hen pecked little holes in the dirt, and she planted each grain and then covered it back up. And the little red hen watched carefully over her grains, making sure that they had enough sunlight and water. Not long after, little green sprouts began to come up from the ground, and the wheat grew tall and golden. "Friends," she called, "look at my wheat. It's so tall and golden. Now who will help me harvest the wheat?" "Not I," said the rat. "No way," said the pig. "Nope," said the horse as she continued to munch and crunch. "Okay," said the little red hen, "then I'll do it myself." So the little red hen heaved and hauled and huffed and pushed the wheelbarrow up to the mill. But the work didn't stop there. The little red hen ground the wheat into flour. She threw the sack of flour over her shoulder and carried it back down to the farmhouse kitchen. She called out to her friends, "Friends, I've ground all the wheat into flour. Now, who will help me bake the flour into bread?" "Not I," said the gray rat with his eyes closed. "No way," said the pig, still lounging in the mud. "Nope," said the brown horse, who continued to search for things to munch and crunch on. "Okay," said the little red hen, "then I'll do it myself." So the little red hen mixed and measured and kneaded the dough. It wasn't long before the scent of the bread reached the field where all the animals were relaxing. "Do you smell that?" said the rat. "Delicious," said the pig. "I must eat that bread," said the horse. And all the animals agreed that this was the tastiest bread that they had ever smelled. And just as the little red hen pulled the loaf of bread from the oven, she turned to see all of her friends pushing one another at the window. "Hello, friends. Would you like to help me eat my bread?" "Yes," said the gray rat. "Absolutely," said the pink pig. "I can help you eat all the bread," said the brown horse, gnashing her teeth. Said the little red hen. "But did you help me when I planted the grains? Did you help me take the wheat to the mill to grind it into flour? Why, you didn't even help me when I baked the flour into bread. Since I did all the work by myself, I'll eat the bread all by myself." So the little red hen gobbled up the entire loaf of bread. But as soon as she finished, she showed her 3 friends how to search the field for grains. And together the animals planted the grains with each friend helping. And from then on, all the animals shared loaves of bread that they baked together. The end. Once upon a time, there lived 3 little pigs in a cozy farmhouse with their mother. One day, Mama Pig called her children together and said, "Okay, little pigs, you are all grown up. It's time for you to go out into the world and build houses of your own. But beware of the big bad wolf. Build your houses safe and strong, for if he catches you, he'll gobble you up." So the 3 little pigs set out on their journey, and they first came to a field of straw. The first little pig saw the bales of straw and said, "Why, I'll stack this straw into a house nice and quick." And so he said goodbye to his brother and his sister, and in no time at all, he had built a house of straw, and he went inside to relax. The next 2 pigs, they continued on their journey until they came to a forest. Looking around at all of the sticks of the forest, the second little pig said, "Why, I'll use these sticks to build a house that's much stronger than straw. And plus, it'll take me no time at all." So the second little pig set to work on her house of sticks. It took her a little longer, but in no time she was finished and went into her house to relax. Now, the third little pig was growing very tired, but he continued on the journey until he came to a small town. And he looked around and he saw that there were lots of houses built of bricks. And he thought to himself, "Why, I'll build a house of bricks that's sturdy and strong." And so he set to work, and he worked long and hard on this house. But at last, he finally finished and had a strong house of bricks, and he went inside to relax. Now, just a few days later, the 3 little pigs heard that the big bad wolf was seen nearby. And remembering their mother's warning, the 3 little pigs, they went inside their house and hid from the wolf, hoping to be safe. Now, the big bad wolf was out hunting for his dinner and sniffing around. until he caught the scent of the first little pig who was hiding inside his house of straw. That hungry wolf, he walked right up to the door and he knocked on the door and he said, little pig, let me come in." Huddled nervously inside, the first little pig cried out, "Not by the hairs on my chinny chin chin." The big bad wolf showed his long, sharp teeth, and he said, "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." So he took a deep breath and blew as hard as he could, and the house of straw flew to pieces with bits of straw flying everywhere, leaving that first little pig with no protection from the wolf. And so he squealed and he ran as fast as he could through the forest to his sister's house of sticks. And together they hid from the wolf. Well, that wolf was growing very hungry, and so he chased after that little pig through the forest until he got to the house of sticks. He growled and he knocked on the door and he said, little pigs, let me come in." And the two little pigs, they hugged each other and they cried out, "Not by the hairs on our chinny chin chins." Oh, that big bad wolf was very hungry. He licked his lips and rubbed his belly and he growled, "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." So he took a deep breath and blew as hard as he could. And that house of sticks, it shook, but it didn't break. And so the big bad wolf took another big deep breath and blew as hard as he could, and that house of sticks flew to pieces, leaving the two little pigs with nothing to protect them from the wolf. And so they squealed and they ran as fast as they could through the forest and into town to hide in their brother's house of bricks. Oh, but the big bad wolf, he chased those little pigs through the forest and into town. And he got to that door and he rapped on it and he growled, little pigs, let me come in." And the three little pigs huddled inside. They cried out, "Not by the hairs on our chinny chin chins." And the big bad wolf, he growled, "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in." So he took a big deep breath and blew as hard as he could. But that house of bricks, it stood strong. Oh, the big bad wolf, he took a bigger, deeper breath and blew as hard as he could, but the house of bricks, it didn't budge. The third little pig, he laughed with pride and he said, "Listen here, wolf, my house of bricks is much too strong to be blown down. And now it's your turn to run. There are no bullies allowed in this town." And so the three little pigs, they burst out of their house, and all the other animals in the village did as well. And so together, the three little pigs and all their friends, they chased that big bad wolf right out of town. And he never bothered the three little pigs ever again. The end. Once upon a time, there was a lion. Now, this lion was the biggest, strongest, fiercest beast in all the jungle. And all the animals knew not to bother Lion, especially when he curled up in the shade for his afternoon nap. However, one afternoon, a teeny tiny little mama mouse was scurrying around looking for food for her babies. And she didn't see the lion sleeping. And so as she hurried along, her long tail brushed the nose of the lion. Achoo! Sneezed the lion, very grumpy to have been woken from his nap. He glared down at that teeny tiny mouse who was frozen in fear, and he roared, "How dare you disturb me?" he said. "I should gobble you up." "I'm so sorry," squeaked the mouse. "Please, let me go. And for your your kindness, I will promise to help you whenever you are in need.
Ah, ha ha ha, roared the lion. How could a teeny tiny mouse like you ever help a great big lion like me? And he waved his paw at the little mouse. Run along, little mouse, you're much too silly to eat. And so she ran home to her babies. Now, the lion went about his business, and he soon had forgotten all about that little mouse. But just a couple days later, the great big lion stepped into a hunter's trap, and all of a sudden he was tangled in a giant net. He pushed and pulled with all of his strength, but his struggle only made the net grow tighter. And he roared and he roared, his great cries echoing throughout the land. But all of the other animals were afraid of the hunters, and so they didn't dare help poor Lion. All of the animals, that is, except the little mouse, who had not forgotten the lion's kindness. When she heard the lion's cries, she rushed out of her house and she cried, "Hurry!" to her little babies. It sounds as if Lion is in trouble, and well, maybe we could help. And so the mama mouse led the way with her little babies scampering behind her. And they soon encountered the enormous lion who was trapped inside the hunter's net. "Don't worry, Lion, we're here to help," said the little mouse. "Oh, that's very kind of you, little mouse," said the lion. "But even I, with my great strength, can't escape this net. What could a tiny creature like you do to help?" "Have no fear," said the mouse. "I will save you just like you saved me." And with a squeak, she called to her little babies, and they all approached the net. And with their teeny tiny teeth, each mouse began to nibble at the net. They nibbled and they gnawed at those big, thick ropes, and it took all day and all night. But just as the sun was rising, the net fell to pieces and the lion was free. "You saved me," roared the lion as he smiled down at the mama mouse and her babies. "I'm sorry that I laughed at you, little mouse. I will not forget your kindness or bravery. You've shown me that even the smallest friends can be the greatest friends of all." And from that day forward, the great big lion and the teeny tiny mouse were always the best of friends. The end.
Mother Goose Club Playhouse.